This video is an assignment guide to supporting good practice in performance and reward management, also known as 3PRM, and it forms part of the Level 3 Foundation Certificate in Human Resource Practice. This is the assignment for 3PRM from the CIPD, and you can see that this is split into two activities. One is a set of questions that you need to answer, and the other is a case study or a role play of a performance review. Before you start, it's worth noticing that this assignment is in two parts. The first part is an individual written response to all of the questions. If you present your work in Word, this will enable electronic marking. You can download a free QR code reader and then scan this code to access a free workbook which I've set up ready for your answers. This will save you lots of time and ensure that you've got the correct paperwork in place. You should also pay particular notice to the amount of items that you are asked to include. You'll be referred if you only provide one example when the assessment criteria asks for two. And this section, the first section, should be approximately 2,000 words. Much less than this indicates that you've not gone into enough detail, and much more than this indicates that you've gone into too much detail. For part 2, you'll be placed in groups to prepare for and carry out a performance review. Activity 1 is split into 8 questions. Number 1 is explain at least two purposes of performance management and its relationship to business objectives. This could include performance improvement, managing behaviour and development of teams and individuals. Number 2 asks you to identify 3 components of performance management systems, which could include setting objectives, measuring performance, giving feedback, performing the appraisal, reward and agreeing development plans. Number 3 asks you to explain the relationship between motivation and performance management, referring to at least 2 motivational theories. You could include Maslow, Hertzberg, Vroom or McGregor X and Y theory. Number 4 asks you to identify 2 purposes of reward within a performance management system, and some purposes include motivation or attraction and retention. Number 5 asks you to describe at least 3 components of a total reward system, one of which should be non-financial. These could include bonus, performance-related pay, development, flexible working and promotion. Number 6 asks you to explain the factors that should be considered when managing good and poor performance. This could include setting SMART objectives, review performance on a more regular basis, provide retraining, construct development plans, and provide coaching. You could also set more stretching objectives for good performers in an area that interests them, and you could provide the opportunity for job shadows or secondments. Number 7 asks you to describe at least 2 items of data, including one external to the organisation. This could be key performance indicators or KPIs, customer feedback or mystery shop reports. And finally, number 8 asks you to explain the frequency, purpose and process of the performance review. This could take the form of an annual review where you would discuss performance, set objectives, provide motivation and reward. There may also be a 6-monthly review where you could check on progress of the objectives and provide ongoing motivation, and could also have monthly one-to-ones which provide regular feedback. For Activity 2, you will be placed into groups to prepare for a performance review. You should consider all of the elements that you've included in Activity 1. During the review, you will take notes that will be submitted as part of your assignment. Your tutor will observe the review and provide you with feedback. You should reflect on the feedback given and on the performance review and complete a 200-word reflection as part of this activity. The final checks. Before you submit, have a proofread to check for spelling, grammar or punctuation errors. Double check that you provided the requested number of examples for each assessment criteria. Check that you've included a front page so the assessor knows that this is your assignment. Add the CIPD assessment form at the beginning of your work. Both pages are needed, completed with your CIPD number and word count. This is already inserted if you scan this code to access the free workbook. For more help, a series of videos have been produced for 3PRM, which will help you with each point in more detail. So why not subscribe and get the videos as soon as they're made available. Remember, the workbook is available for you to type your answers into directly. This will save you loads of time and ensure you use the correct CIPD forms. You can use this QR code to scan and go to the workbook directly.